What a beautiful day today. What a poignant day, a day of hope. Good morning, I'm Keith Essen. I'm honored to be part of this commemoration. And like most of you in this chamber, I too lost a loved one on 9/11, my niece, Heather Smith. All of us here were directly affected. Individually and as a country, we mourn the loss of such promising lives, such as Heather's. Our nieces, our nephews, our sons, our daughters, mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, friends. Such incalculable losses, such incalculable grief. But what came out of that tragedy was strength and unity, the desire to have our losses transformed into something good. Born from this desire was the idea of a national day of service, a way of honoring our loved ones by performing acts of service for the benefit of others. Two remarkable young individuals display that commitment to serving others, a brother and sister that you're about to meet. In 2004, Brittany and Robbie Berquist, together with their mother and father, formed the nonprofit organization Cell Phones for Soldiers. They work to keep military families connected by providing, without cost, communication tools to those serving overseas in the U.S. military. More than 2 million soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines have served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Many others have served in remote assignments around the globe, and each deployment and separation is fraught with stress and worry, not only to the deployed service member, but especially to those who hold vigil and await their return. Cell Phones for Soldiers help sustain that vital connection among families and loved ones during this difficult time. The Berquist family exemplifies to both young and old the meaning of community involvement. In this instance, giving back to others who sacrifice in our name, specifically to those who wear the cloth of our nation and who serve and are willing to serve in harm's way. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a privilege to introduce Brittany and Rob.
Thank you. Lieutenant Governor Murray, Senator Brown, Speaker DeLeo, Attorney General Coakley, 9/11 families, friends, and invited guests. Good morning. It's an honor to be here today to speak to all of you. I'm Brittany Berquist. I'm 21 and a senior at Stonehill College.
And I'm Robbie Berquist. I'm 20. I'm a junior at University of Massachusetts Amherst and a BC High grad of 2010. When Brittany and I were invited by Christy Coombs, 9/11 widow of Jeffrey Coombs, on behalf of the 9/11 Family Advisory Council, to deliver the keynote speech for today's memorial, we didn't hesitate to say yes. We were and continue to be humbled by the invitation. If you know Christy, she, like all of you, is a true survivor, a woman with an endless amount of energy and a commitment to her mission to help those in need. She has been an inspiration to Brittany and me over the years, and we thank her and the Board of Directors of the 9/11 Committee for inviting us here today. I had the opportunity to run the Coombs Foundation road race this past Sunday, and I have to tell you, to see Christy in action with over 700 people in attendance was truly amazing. She's an incredible person, and she even ran the road race.
Of course, Robbie and I didn't realize how difficult it would be to write a speech and deliver it to the families and friends of loved ones lost on September 11th, 2001. We didn't know what we could possibly say to console and comfort all of you. It brought back the same feeling we had on that tragic day. We went to the Massachusetts 9/11 website and read the biographies of each and every person listed, and we were given a glimpse of who each individual was and how much they meant to their families, friends, and colleagues. What stood out the most, besides their amazing accomplishments, was that so many had compassion for others and volunteered in their communities.
I was 9 years old and in the 4th grade, and Brittany was 10 in the 5th grade in 2001. We didn't know what happened that day since our teachers didn't tell us, but when we got home from school and we saw our mother crying, as she watched the television screen, we realized quickly that our world would never quite be the same. Our country was attacked, and innocent people lost their lives. I recall that we immediately ran across the street to our neighbor's house because we knew her husband had been scheduled to fly to New York that day. He was not on any of the flights, but the anxious feelings we had, the worry and the fear that we sensed from everyone around us really scared us and has been in our memory ever since. What I personally remember the most was that I was angry. I remember wanting to get back at the bad guys, terrorists who did this to innocent people in our country. As a soccer player, my coaches would always say, "Take your anger out on the field." I knew that we had to turn this negative event into something that would show the bad guys that we, as Americans, were not going to be beaten.
Days after September 11th, slowly but surely, we saw that this tragic event had brought our country together. We saw the American flag proudly flown from houses and buildings. People were drawn together and acting kinder to one another. Americans were encouraged to rebuild and keep the memory of the innocent people lost that day in our hearts and our minds. As a family, we knew that we wanted to give back by trying to help others. But we never thought that someday Robbie and I would become advocates for our brave military members, veterans, and their families.
In 2004, our family was watching the news one morning before school, and we saw a story about a Massachusetts soldier who was defending our country and having difficulty paying his phone bill. Brittany and I thought this was unfair, and we were concerned that he couldn't call his loved ones at home because it was too expensive. We asked our parents, why should he be worried about paying his phone bill when he should be worried about keeping himself safe? We had 2 cousins who were deployed to Iraq at the time, and we were concerned about their safety too. Our parents, both public school teachers, asked us to come up with a plan to help. We started by having yard sales, bake sales, and car washes to pay the soldier's cell phone bill. We couldn't believe the outpouring of support from the public. People were actually paying $50 to wash their car. We felt rich and we knew we would reach our goal.
Because the Massachusetts soldier was having trouble paying his cell phone bill, we began to recycle used cell phones in order to purchase prepaid phone cards that troops could use safely on landlines in the Middle East. To date, we have recycled over 10 million cell phones, keeping toxic chemicals out of our landfills and water supplies, and we have provided more than 150 million minutes of free talk time to troops stationed all over the world.
Recently, we have found that returning troops are having difficulty transitioning to civilian life. We have begun a program to assist. Helping Heroes Home is designed to help veterans by providing communication needs as well as financial support for unanticipated bills they may have.
We have paid storage fees so that a soldier's belongings wouldn't be auctioned off, car repairs so that a veteran could get to his job, rent for a family of 6 so they wouldn't be evicted from their apartment, and we are currently paying for an apartment for a mother and her 8-year-old daughter, Savannah, who is being treated for brain cancer at Mass General Hospital. Savannah's father was killed by an IED while serving our country in Iraq.
We found the need, and our passion has been to help our brave American service members who keep us safe each day so that we never have a tragedy like September 11th again.
Last year, over 1 million people volunteered on 9/11. We know that you families from Massachusetts found your passion and have been working together to pay it forward for many years. We've been inspired by your strength and willingness to do for others in memory of your loved ones. Until we were inspired by one soldier, we didn't know what our passion was and that it would lead us to support our United States military the way that we do.
Cell phones for soldiers and Helping Heroes Home have been our opportunity to say thank you to the fearless men and women who protect our country every single day in response to the tragedy that affected all of you. And as my soccer coaches instilled in me, we have taken our anger out on the field and proven that America is and always will be the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you again for inviting us to be with you today. It has been an honor to be a part of such a special time of reflection and remembrance.
God bless all of you today. God bless your loved ones who were taken so tragically that day. God bless our troops, and God bless America.